Hello my friends, this is Jeannie. Welcome back. If you are a first-time visitor, welcome and thank you. In this video we are going to make some tags for my Wizard of Oz journal. If you have not been following the progress of this journal, I will throw up some cards in this general area throughout the video, linking you to prior videos where I worked on different parts of the journal. Let me just quickly catch you up on what I have done since my last video. I did attach the signatures to the book, and I decided to go with some dark blue wax cord to attach my signatures, two signatures. And despite my best efforts, she is a chunky monkey. Look at that. So she has a bit of a gator mouth going there, but I'm okay with that. And a lot of that is because I did go through both signatures and really did a lot of embellishing on the pages. So with the exception of the tags that need to be added once they are completed, everything that I want in this journal is already in this journal. So I don't think it'll get much thicker than this. And if it does, oh well, I'm okay with that. In terms of a closure, I think I'm going to go with a ribbon. Haven't decided on what type of ribbon. I'll look through my stash at some point and decide on that. I did finish the charm, the kind of, it's not really chunky. It's just a little dangly charm that I made for the journal. I did use that string of pearls that I showed in one of my prior videos. What I did was I basically cut it down into 3 uneven lengths and then went through and added some additional charms to each of the strands. I did attach, I'm trying to find them here for you. I did attach those pendant charms that I showed you with the mini portraits of the original cast and characters from the Wizard of Oz. Here we have the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, and the Cowardly Lion. I used an eye pin to attach them to the strings of pearls. I also use other glass beads in different colors, trying to keep in theme with each of the characters. Like for example, the Tin Man, I found this heart-shaped glass bead in my stash, so I used that for him. And in addition to those pendant charms, I did attach other smaller charms that I thought made sense. Like I had this heart in my stash. Thought that was appropriate for the Cowardly Lion. No, the Tin Man wanted the heart. I found this little charm that said courage, so that was perfect. I have this little owl right here. Where'd you go? I have this little owl, so like a little wise owl. I thought that would make sense since the scarecrow wanted a brain. And there's a music note hanging around here somewhere. There it is. Found the music note in my stash. And at the bottom of each of the strands of pearls is another kind of pendant portrait. And at the bottom I put Glenda, Elphaba, and I put Dorothy and Toto. I also put a little green flower so that the Elphaba has a little green to represent her. So all in all, very simple dangly type charm, but I do love the way it turned out. I did use some eye pins to attach the glass beads and some of the pendant charms, but I also used bulb pins. I think bulb pins are amazing. Simplest way to attach charms to any projects, including inside the books, including tabs, anything. And the best thing about them is that they are removable. So if you attach the charm and you don't like where it sits, you don't have to worry about pulling jump rings apart again. You just unpin them and move them. If you change your mind about them, if you want to change them out, you can do that too. So proof positive that this type of book jewelry, for lack of a better description, doesn't have to be all that complicated. All in all, I love the way it turned out, and it really took me about 30 minutes to put that together, and it probably would take anyone else a fraction of that time, but we all know I am slow. So I took my time, and I was enjoying some television while I was doing it too, so I got a little bit distracted. Anyway, now that we are caught up on the book and we have a general sense of what we're going to do today, let's get this going. So for the sake of trying to keep this video to a reasonable length, I did do some prep work. I cut down some of the tags that I'm going to use and sized them. So I have different types of glues. I have my inks ready to go. I have some scraps of ribbon here off to the side. So let's get this started. Now for my tags, I like them to be a little heavier. I don't need every single tag to be super heavy, and I don't think you want that either, because it does, if you make them all thick and heavy, it does add some girth to your journal. That being said, I do like something a little heavier than just cardstock, something between cardstock but not quite chipboard. What I found in my stash and turned out to be perfect are these Julie nutting tags. These are 3.5 by 8.5 double-sided tags. I cut them down, obviously, because they were a little too tall for my book. So I ended up cutting off about 2 inches off the bottom of each tag. And I'll show you what that looks like. But the best thing about these tags is that it really does make for a quick and finished product, because it's double-sided. So you have a nice design on both sides. On one side is glossy. That's the side I would adhere any image that you intend on using or collage on, because when you have a glossy finish like that, it's nearly impossible to journal on unless you use some type of felt pen, and even that you risk smudging what it is you write. But on the other side, that is a matte finish. There's no glossy coating on that, so it's super easy to journal on with any type of pen. And the best thing about this is that it comes in, I don't know how many different shades are in here. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different shades. And when I tell you I have had this in my stash forever, not even kidding. I'm also going to use, for these bigger tags I'm making for them, I'm going to use some Project Life cards. If you watched my Tuesday morning haul recently, and I will throw up a card for that video up there somewhere, you will remember that I purchased these Project Life cards, and these are great. I purchased them for this exact use. These are 4x6. They are all the exact same pattern, lined on one side, and lined on the other. So you have a portrait and a landscape side. And you cut them down, and it's a perfect spot for journaling. And I love that they are all the same. So I will definitely get some good use out of that. And then I also have these craft tags. These are 2.5 by 4.25. These have been in my stash forever as well. I will be using some of those. So I think that pretty much sums up all of the supplies I'm using. So let's work on a few tags. Let's see how far we get. So today is Saturday, February the 14th. I hope you are all having a fabulous weekend. I'm enjoying mine, that's for sure. So here's the tag. Okay, I did cut off that 2 inches. I went in with my large corner rounder, and I rounded the bottoms of all of the tags just because I think it looks a little more finished. And then here's one of the digital downloads I printed just to make it look a little more, I don't know, finished, a little more cohesive. I did cut the top of the tag of my print, I should say, to match the tag angles up there. What did I use to do that? I used this. I don't even know what this is. I bought this. We Are Memory Keepers. This is an angle chomp. I got this from Tuesday Morning a little while ago, and it's that tool I needed and didn't know I needed until I got it. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep the tags pretty simple and use different distress inks just to ink the edges. Let's see, I think this one is for this. Yeah, we'll go with that. So it's the day after Valentine's. I had a great Valentine's. I hope you did too. Nothing crazy. My husband and I just went out, had some dinner, came home, and watched some Netflix. To be quite honest, that's what we do pretty much every Friday. But what we did for Valentine's Day is we just went to a nicer restaurant. An hour wait, but it was totally worth it. It's super cold outside today, Saturday, so I really didn't leave the house today. No way I was going to leave the house today. I basically woke up in the morning, took a shower, put on clean pajamas, nice warm fuzzy flannel pajamas, and just hung around home all day and absolutely loved it. I'm going to use different types of glues to put the tags together. This one is my Tombow Mono Liquid Glue, one of my favorites. I might go in later on and add some sentiments to the tags. I did look at the sentiments, the Wizard of Oz themed sentiments that I had, but none of them really, I didn't like any of them for the tags. So I used all the good ones for the signatures. So there's tag number 1. Let's add a little ribbon to the top, and we're going to keep it super simple. Basically, we're going to pull that through and use my Tim Holtz tiny, what is this one called, attacher or something like that, to just super secure it. We'll add another going the other way as well. And just like that. Tag number 1. Definitely, I think what I will do is go in later and add a little bit more, but I think that's a great start. Here's another. I love, love, love this image. What I will do is I will link in the information bar down below. I will link all of the Etsy shops that I purchased digital downloads from. If you see something here you like, just check out those shops, and I'm sure you'll come across what it is you're looking for. I just don't remember specifically what kits I got from what shop. So at this point, they're just a hot mess. They're all cut and mixed up. So oh, that looks really pretty. So this journal is definitely going to be done this weekend, without a doubt. Done, 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 done. So the next video is probably going to be the video where I construct the cover for the Graphic 45 Wizard of Oz journal. Okay, I think we need to cut that. That's a little too long for my liking. Use that same tiny attacher. Perfect. Love that. Here's tag number 2. I think this one, why don't we do this one in red? The best thing about this weekend is that it's a long weekend, because Monday is one of those rare days that my office is closed. So I have a 3-day weekend. The plan is to spend tomorrow, Sunday, and a good part of Monday crafting, but we'll see how that goes. Something always comes up that I end up spending less time in my room than I had hoped. Hopefully that television's not too loud in the background. I do put it on to keep me company, and today it is Indiana Jones keeping me company. I feel like it's a little loud, so I'm going to drop the volume on that even further. I think it's The Last Crusade that's on. It's it looks like it's an Indiana Jones marathon, which I'm totally good with because I love Harrison Ford and I do love Indiana Jones. I gotta tell you though, honestly, I think I'm going through some Harry Potter withdrawal. They haven't been, usually I watch that. For a while there, they were pretty much doing a Harry Potter type marathon every weekend on, I think it was the Sci-Fi Channel. But they haven't done that. I'm going to trim that a little bit. I guess I should burn the ends of these ribbons so they don't fray, but I really don't mind the fray. There's tag number 3. And I guess we'll do this one green, yeah? Oh, the green doesn't really show up much, but it's there. Maybe I'll do some green and then go in with a little vintage photo just so that we can delineate that even further. Because that's not really showing up much. Yeah, that's barely registering at all. All right, let's go in with some vintage photo on that one. I feel like that might do a little, yeah, it's a little better. Also, what I did today was, in my last video, I mentioned how I've been feeling the urge to do some art journaling. So I started curating some supplies for that. The first thing I did, just to kind of help me along and give me some inspiration, the first thing I did is I did a quick little Google search for some prompt lists for art journaling, and I found quite a few. I think I ended up printing 3 of them, and what I did was I printed them on some just standard printer paper, copy paper, nothing crazy. Then went and cut them up, put them in a jar that I can pull from. So I thought that would be a great way to keep me moving on those journals, because like with anything else, I do want to do the journaling, but sometimes I get so overwhelmed with everything, the supplies, my thoughts, that I just lock up and end up walking away and not doing it. So I'm hoping that this will be a good way to free up the mind, you know. I did that while I was watching Netflix. I started watching, is it Netflix? No, it's not Netflix. It was Amazon Prime, I think. I started watching that Carnival series with Orlando Bloom. I mean, obviously there are a lot of other actors in it, but Orlando Bloom is the reason I'm watching it. It's only 1 season of it. I'm not quite sure how many episodes, but I started watching that, and it's really good. I'm enjoying it. That's tag number, what is it, 4? I think that's looking great, no? 4 tags. Let me pull and show you. So this is just a plastic, this is plastic jar with a lid that I purchased at Tuesday Morning long time ago, and in there are all the strips of paper with the different journaling prompts. So when I'm ready to journal, I will just pull a prompt from there and go with that. So let's see how that works out, right? So looking at these, I really like the way the red turned out. So let's do another red one. Let's do another red, yeah. Also, let me apologize, my friends, for the length of that last video. An hour and 10 minutes. Wow, that was completely out of control. I did not intend on having such a long video, but that's just the way that one worked out. I think I'm going to stop this one at about the 30-minute mark, even if it means splitting this tag making process into 2 videos, because an hour and 10 minutes was a bit much. And that is surely reflected in the number of views for that video. Didn't get a high number of views for that one, and I don't blame people, because an hour and 10 minutes is a long time to commit to any video. So definitely won't be doing that again. So I think what I will do is finish up these bigger tags in this video and then make the smaller tags a part 2. That makes sense. So I need I need one more piece of ribbon for that. Oh, is this ribbon or is this tape? That's tape. Alright, so didn't cut enough ribbon, but that's okay. We have some right here. Let's go ahead and do that now. Look at that. That turned out to be a nice length. Let's clean up that edge a little bit. Oh, let's try that again. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So I think what we will do is we made these 5 amazing tags right here, right there. I think they turned out great. And what I will do is stop this video here and pick up in part 2. So join me for that one. Thank you for crafting with me, or just keeping me company while I continue to work on this journal. I truly do appreciate it. And I will catch you in part 2. Until next time, my friends. Bye bye.